I'd like to welcome you all to the PeaceMakers Summit hosted by Rich Women Magazine out of the United Kingdom. I am Yvonne Gamble, and I am the CEO of Sanpete Financial Group and also the Lifesavers Ambassadors International USA Country Director. I have with me today as my guest a word-of-mouth strategist, Jaclyn Zoccoli. She has taken relationship building to a whole new level. Jaclyn is the international best-selling author of 3 books. She predominantly uses both LinkedIn and her own referrals to enlighten others on techniques and path to increasing love, prosperity, and peace worldwide. I'd like to welcome her to the stage and give her the opportunity to tell you even more insight into what she does in networking and to share with us her ideas and thoughts on peace around the world and how we can achieve that. Jaclyn, welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Yvonne. I am so blessed to be able to be here. I want to take you on a trip, and there will be a reason for this trip as we go through it. But I would like you to imagine something that it'll put you in another frame of mind. I want you to imagine that you're on an airplane and you've been going for 10 hours from New York to West Africa. And your purpose of doing that is that you are with 87 Peace Corps volunteers, and you are about to embark upon a journey in another country for 2 years. After the 10 hours and being sufficiently plied with champagne and the Last Supper, which was steaks and whatever, we finally made it to Liberia, Monrovia. And as the door opened on the plane and the steam of amazing capacity that was incredible, we kind of looked at each other and said, what the heck did we do? What are we doing here? At this point, after we got down to the tarmac and talked to the ambassadors and the officials that were there, and I still don't know how they knew our names, we were shaking hands. And I said to one of them, I said, oh, it's so green. To which he said, it's not green. Wait till it rains. And that one comment has propelled me to most of my life to realize that there are layers for each of us. We see the top layer and it appears it's green. But as we look down those layers and open up different parts of people, that when we're curious and open and listening, it's amazing what we'll find. As a Peace Corps volunteer, I was exhausted. I was excited. I was scared. I was curious. And that's what I found in the people as well, that they had all of those qualities. They were exhausted from trying to make a living. They were excited about seeing us, somebody new. They were curious about us. What are we going to do with them? And they wanted to learn about what we were all about. So this began my journey. And after 2 years, finding out about a culture and about all the wonderful people in that culture, I began to be curious about what was happening in the world. So you're saying, what does that have to do with me? What that has to do with you is that as you go through your life, and by the way, it took me 50 years to actually get my passion uncovered. It started with the Peace Corps, but that really wasn't why I was there. I just kind of thought it'd be kind of good to see what I could do with peace. So 50 years later, that passion was developed into what became really my goal in the rest of my life. So I want you to look as I speak of your past. Look at the challenges, look at the successes, and mostly those things that you might have labeled failures because they don't really exist in my world. You either win or you learn. And that's what I did. And those failures came into a good part of my life later and helped me along. So as I chronicle what happened to actually get me to where I am now, I want you to think about your past as we go. The next step was in 2016, I met a gal by the, well, I don't tell you her name, it doesn't matter. She was what we call an indigo. She's here for the second time. And she looked at me and she said, "You don't know, do you?" And I said, "I don't know. What don't I know?" And she said, "You're here to change humanity." I said, "What? What are you talking about?" Well, I cried all the way home. And on that journey, I realized my mantra. My age justifies my wisdom. My developed clarity teaches the excitement of awareness and ignites the spark of action and change. So from that, I began to look and see what was around me, and things began to come on my path right away. The first thing that came on my path was in about 2016. I ran into a woman by the name of Dr. Paula Fellingham, and she created the International Youth Parliament, youth between the ages of 16 and 29, working in countries all over the world in the efforts with the UN SDGs to be able to increase love, prosperity, and peace. I said, sign me up. I want to be part of that. So I became their ambassador, their global ambassador, so to speak, or global collaborator. I talked to Pakistan. Pakistan said, we need food, we need water. By the way, it's just as bad right now. We need food, we need water, we need all the basic things in our lives. So I finished that conversation and I said, God, what do I do? I know people in all those areas. I absolutely know everyone in those areas that is needed. The reply from God was, you start with education and you start local. I said, I can do that. At that point, not only was I now mentoring those people in countries all over the world, and I still am, but at that point then, what came was my toolbox of what I can do to actually manifest global solutions. And what the first was education with Footsteps to Brilliance. Footsteps to Brilliance takes the child to third grade in 90 days. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Just think what they could do in countries all over the world. And the second was Planet Startup, helping people to learn their careers and the youth to be able to get into all kinds of industries and to create their own careers. I thought, oh, this is wonderful. So my toolbox began to grow. And the next one on my toolbox was Honorable Ambassador Yvonne Gamble. And she has been very pivotal in my life with Lifesavers Ambassadors International. And I said, Honorable Yvonne, I said, wouldn't it be delightful if we could take footsteps all over the world? Because that's what we do. We do projects all over the world, mostly helping girls and women, but in the mainstream, we are obviously helping everyone. She says, well, how about we go for, I don't know, how about 30,000 tablets with footsteps in it of impacting 150,000 children? I said, yeah, that's great, because you know what? That will change the face of education on the planet. So that, along with the other projects, have brought me to what I do in the world. So you say, what's that got to do with me? What that has to do with you is that your passion may take a while to get there, and that's okay. Look at the string along the way that gets you there. Look and see what you are meant to do, because you know what? There is really only one reality, and it's yours. Your reality and your ability, your reason for being here is what literally will bring peace in this world. So I'd like to end with about 3 or so of the favorite that I have from my mentor that helped my life to work toward peace. The first is to go to solution. Something happens, okay, blame, we have to blame, but immediately go to solution. Then you are 100% responsible for your life. I know COVID comes along, there's a flood that comes along. Sure, you're not responsible for those. But the point is you're responsible for your response, and you response able. So think of everything that happens, 100% of it as of your choice. No one else's. No one else can control what you do. And third is when people tell you that they want you to do something and you don't want to do that. How many times do we do that, right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You don't just say, okay, I'll do it. Or, yeah. Instead, you say, this doesn't work for me now. This doesn't work for me now. It feels so much better. Oh, okay, it doesn't work for you. And it's all part of the game of integrity. And the last, which I find is really important and has guided my life, my entire life, is the 4 R's. The first R is if someone says something to you and it just doesn't feel right, and you leave the conversation, you think, I resent that they said that. I really resent. So the next thing that happens with that person is that they do something and, whoa, you resist. We're not going to play this game. I'm going to resist you. The next thing that happens is revenge. And by now, the other person is already involved because it's been hurtful. So the answer to that is to inject the second R. After the resentment, report with love. Report with love. This didn't feel right. Did you really mean to say that? And that stops the entire process. That's what I would like our world to do and us to start with as we go into the world. If something doesn't feel right, check, find out, coming from your feelings, what is really meant here, and to listen and find out where you can come to common grounds. That's the most important thing, is to be able to do that together. So I would like to close to have you realize that you have all the skills. I feel at peace because I trust and follow my internal guidance. You've been blessed with experience that you have the skills. You don't need to go out there and learn everything. You have them. So make use of them, because that's why you are here.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful and wonderful. And I thank you for that. And I love what you said with those 4 R's. Well, very good. Well, you heard it here. And we've had Jaclyn Zoccoli, the master networker, the global networker, the author of 3 books. And you definitely want to go out to Amazon and get those 3 books from her. And can you give us the title of those books, Jackie? I would love the audience to be able to go immediately to Amazon.com to purchase these books from you.
It's the Art of Connection series is the most of them. Art of Connection, 365 days of transformational is coming up. 365 days of connections, business connections. We are doing the 3rd one now. I have my own book. It is not on Amazon, and that's Spontaneous Combustion, Developing Profitable Relationships that you need to get through me, not Amazon.
And through you, that would be at
you
where
can
would
just email me there if you want to.
Okay, email
Jackie
her at JackyZoccoli88@gmail.com, and you can get her latest and greatest publication. So with that, we're going to say thank you very much for being a participant on the PeaceMakers Summit 2.0, and here hosted by the Rich Women magazine out of the United Kingdom. And we look forward to talking with you on one of our next summits, and hopefully having you to be one of the authors in one of our upcoming books that we are actually promoting. We have Power Up Your Past, and that is coming up in November. And the BU book is on the shelves now for you to purchase. So go out to richwomanmagazine.com and you can get both of those publications. Thank you so much, everyone, and we look forward to talking to you soon.